Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inshallah, today we'll be finishing off with Babul Janaiz. So we had started off with Janaza. Janaza is when a person passes away, is an Islamic method when it comes to the burial, when it comes to death having, become present for a person, etc. And we went over that and we had stopped at the place where the person has now passed away. Okay, they did. And we said that after the eyes are closed, then we have to do ghusl. Okay, we have to wash the body. How is the body washed? Generally, you find that if it's a normal death, okay, normal means the person's body is still intact, because at times you find, Allah protect, but in an accident or something like that, you find that the body may be crushed or burnt or into pieces, etc. So it is a normal body or a body that can be washed. They say that you put them on a bed. Okay. So generally they've got whoever's been to the not the morgues, but Islamic places where they wash the bodies, you'll find that they've got platforms similar to a bed where they put the body on. Okay. When the person is on that bed, the aura is covered. Okay. The aura, the private parts, they use a garment or a cloth or khirqa, they cover it. Thereafter, whatever clothes they were wearing are cut off. So a person may have been wearing shirt or a trouser, whatever it is. Those clothes are generally cut off. And we find that a person is then, they make wudu for the person. How do they make wudu? Obviously, the person who's passed away won't be able to gargle or clean the nose. So they say here you don't have to gargle or clean the nose. Some say that it's enough to just put uh, a wet towel or something wet in the mouth and in the nose to make sure that it's clean. Thereafter, the face is washed for them. The hands up to the elbows are washed for them. The head is wiped and the feet are washed, same like wudu. Okay. Thereafter, they do the ghusl. So you find they turn over the body to one side. So if they want to start off with the right, the body will be on the left. Okay. The body will be lying on the left. They'll wash the right side, all this while the aura is covered. And then they wash the left side and sometimes they lift the bed can go in half like this. So they lift and they wash the back also. Bearing in mind, if there was any najas or anything, it's generally cleaned without looking at the private parts. After that, a kathan is put for the person. If it's a man, similar to ihram, you've got one piece of cloth on the bottom, from the navel to the bottom, one piece of cloth on the top, and a third one, which the whole body is generally wrapped in. As for a woman, they say that up to 5 athwab or 5 pieces of cloth, same like the man, bottom and top, that's 2. And then for the head, like a khimar, like a scarf, for the hair as well as the head. And then some mention along the middle and then a big cloth to cover her completely. But 3 is also enough. If you want to learn more and you're able to, take it, everybody will go through it at one stage or another. You should go or ask those who do ghusl in your communities. And if you're able to, you go and you see this, obviously with permission. And it's something that puts life into perspective, that everybody will go through it. After you passed away, the people will take you, your clothes will be taken off, you'll be put into 2 cloths and you'll be prepared. Obviously, they say that you can put bakhur or some sort of frankincense, some even puts perfume, etc. All that is okay. After the bodies have been prepared, then they go for Salatul Janaza. Salatul Janaza, as you know, salah for the deceased. Generally, it's not performed in the masjid, generally performed in the musalla. Sometimes they perform salah in the masjid, but you find they'll keep the bodies most of the time, most masajid, they'll keep the bodies outside the masjid. Okay? And then the imam will come and lead the salah. If the leader is there, they have the right to lead. Otherwise, the general imam, or if the dead person had requested somebody specific to perform their salah or do their ghusl, then their word should be honored as long as that person can do it. When performing the salah, salatul janazah, you find that the salah is performed standing. There's no ruku' and no sajda. The first Allahu Akbar, the person starts. All the other madhahib, they read Surah Al-Fatiha. As for the Hanafi madhab, they read the normal Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdik wa tabarak asmuka wa ta'ala jadduka. Then they add wa jalla thana'uka wa la ilaha ghayruk. Okay, that's what they add. So the Imam starts Allahu Akbar. Either you're reading Surah Al-Fatiha or you're reading this dua. Then he says Allahu Akbar a second time. In the Hanafi madhab, people don't raise their hands. The other madhahib, they raise their hands. Allahu Akbar. So after the second takbir, you'll be reading As-Salah ala Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad, the dua. Okay? Then there's the third Allahu Akbar. And here you'll be making dua for the dead person. It's permissible to make any dua. It's permissible to make any dua. Allahumma ghfir lahu, Allahumma arhamhu, Allahumma adkhilhu al-jannah, etc. Whatever dua you're allowed to make. Some say in some ahadith, there's a general dua, as well as a specific dua if it's a man or if it's a woman. So one of the general du'as, Allahumma ghfir li hayyina wa mayyitina. Basically, you're making dua and asking Allah to forgive those who are alive and those who have passed away. Shahidina wa ghaibina, those who are present, those who are absent. Wa saghirina wa kabirina, those who are young, those who are old. Wa dhakarina wa unthana, male and female. Allahumma man ahyaytahu minna فأحيه على الإسلام. Oh Allah, whoever you've kept alive from us, then keep him alive on Islam. ومن توفيته منا فتوفه على الإيمان. Whoever you've caused to pass away, and make them pass away on Iman. And then people can add, there's also other du'as which are mentioned. Generally, if you make that much of the du'a, it's more than enough. Even as simple, if you haven't memorized the du'a, as simple as Allahumma ghfir lahu, Allahumma arhamhu. If it's a woman, Allahumma ghfir laha, Allahumma arhamha, etc. After that, the Imam will say Allahu Akbar again, and then he'll make salam. The salam, Hanafi madhab, you find they make two salams. The other madhahib, they make one salam. Thereafter, the body is taken for the burial. Okay? You find that in the Islamic way, there's two ways the people bury. So let's say, for example, this is the ground, okay, and these are all graves. So let's say this is a grave going down, okay, and next to it here is another grave going down. This, okay, 1, 2, 3, okay, and we're just leaving space between them. Now, generally, you find they talk about a lahd. A lahd is roughly like a L shape, okay? L shape meaning after the grave is dug deep, okay? It's dug downwards. Then they make like a small, it's called a lahd in Arabic, but we could call it like a little L shape. So can you see? So the body is actually put in, we could call it a small compartment. So the body will be put in this compartment, and then here they cover it. Sometimes they have planks, etc., and then they put the soil back into the grave. It's recommended for the person putting the body to try to make the body face Qibla, or the head at least. The other way of digging graves you find is when they dig straight down. Okay, they don't have lahd, and it depends on the soil in different parts. It depends on what's the norm and the practice. But the lahd is better and recommended if possible. Okay, so sometimes how they dig here to this deep, and then they dig in the middle again. So then the body will be put here, obviously lying down, and then they'll cover it with some sort of plank. And then after that, they'll put the soil in. Okay. And generally you find that after a few months, whatever may have been here gets eaten up, and then they come and put more soil again. After the burial, recommended for the people to make dua for the person. They don't have to make dua in congregation. Also, there's no authentic ahadith that speak about reading surahs and reading Quran and reading adhkar here after the people who are here reading after the burial. You can make your own dua. The Messenger sallallahu when one of the janais they were burying, then he said that make dua for your brother because he's being asked now. Also, at this point here, as the burying or just after the burial, if they want to give a small reminder, short reminder, there's no harm, as was done by the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And after that, as the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam says in the hadith, it says three things follow the janazah: his family, his wealth, and his deeds. Only one remains and the others leave. So meaning wealth, meaning possessions. You find his deeds remain, and then everybody goes. As for a person who's passed away, the way you can still benefit them, agreed upon, is dua. Carry on making dua for them if you can perform hajj or umrah on their behalf, as well as giving sadaqah. All the other things are debated. Can you read dua for a dead person or not is debated. So stick to that which is authentic. Also, what still benefits a dead person after they've passed away is any beneficial knowledge they taught people. These people are benefiting from it. So you taught somebody how to read Surah Al-Fatiha, or in our terms, you shared something of benefit and somebody learned from you and they taught somebody else. Inshallah, you and those people all have the rewards. Or you have a continuous charity. So for example, a well or a borehole or a masjid or a library that you made as waqf that people carry on benefiting from. Or you've got a pious child or pious offspring that carry on making dua for you. And with that, we've come to the end of the majority of masail in Kitab al-Salah, and we've taken Kitab al-Zakah, and we've taken Hajj, and we've taken Ramadan, and we've taken